Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Obscurity of Maximum Security with Kara Phillip and, most importantly, Mike Johnson. What are we talking about this week?
Well, I thought we'd talk about the inmate dining room and the kitchen. People always want to know, hey, what did those guys eat in there, you know?
We don't call it the cafeteria?
No, it was never called the cafeteria. It was always the inmate dining room or chow hall. We tell the inmates, let's go, we're going to chow. We never said we're going to the cafeteria. No, that never happened.
Never the cafeteria.
Never called the cafeteria, not ever. Anyway, when I started, the old 1903 dining room was still standing, and the old kitchen. There used to be a bakery upstairs, which, of course, they quit using decades before I got there. Yeah, it was quite the sight to see. There's some great old photos of it when it was all wide open and there's long benches. But when I got there, they had split it in two. Oh. And the dining room part had those tables with the stools attached.
Circle with.
Right. And the dining room tower was basically a cage up on the wall, on the west wall.
Okay.
And on the other side of the wall, they turned that into a multi-purpose building and gym.
Oh.
And of course, all that was torn down when they built a new dining room
and gym.
And then a new gym. Yeah.
Okay.
And but yeah, that was still in operation for I'd say the first 4 years that I was a guard there. So yeah, and then they built the new one, and I still call it the new.
It's pretty new. I mean, compared to the rest 80s, of the ground, it is 80s. Brand spanking new.
Yeah. So anyway, about the food. Now, some prisons have a food supervisor who supervises the kitchen and the inmates and the food and orders everything and all that. Old Joliet, it was contractual. It went up for bid. I don't know if it was annually or every couple of years or whatever, and the lowest bidder got the contract. And my time there, we had several different vendors, Zabo, Service America, Servamation. I don't even know if I should be naming these.
Are they still around?
I don't even. Yeah. So anyway, what was the food like? It seemed to be a lot of turkey-based things.
Okay.
Turkey chow mein, I remember, turkey Polish, and tater tots.
Huh. That's a choice they made.
Yeah, and turkey hot dogs and different things like that. And also guards and employees, whatever was on the menu for the inmates, that was on your menu. So if they're having turkey Polish and tater tots, you're having it too.
Could you bring your own lunch?
Yes, if you had a doctor's slip.
Wait, no, you needed a doctor to say that you as an employee could bring your own lunch?
You had a special dietary thing. Otherwise, you had to eat that stuff. Or don't eat, Or maybe just get the bread and butter or something. I don't know.
Oh.
If you had like a medical issue, you get a slip from your doctor.
What's the rationale that you can't just bring your own lunch?
Well, shaking down everything.
Okay.
Everybody bringing their lunch, that's more stuff that has to be looked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but anyway, so one day they had soup. Okay. And everybody after the noon meal, a lot of people had the soup that day, and then it was discovered that there was underwear in the soup, a pair of underwear. So the news spread like wildfire.
It would.
Some of the ladies up in the administration building didn't look too good when they heard that. That there was underwear in the soup.
And there's no way of knowing if that underwear just came straight from laundry,
yes,
or it was on its way back.
It was boiling in there, so they were pretty clean
by then.
And when I used to do the tours, Ron and I, I'd say, like, what? Maybe they didn't have cheesecloth and they were skimming the fat off the top of the soup. And but I also used to say to the people on the tour that you're probably going to go out for lunch after this. And when you go and you ask what's the soup of the day, I'm pretty sure the waitress isn't going to say funky ass drawers. But anyway, yeah, that was an interesting day that day with the underwear and the soup. And so anyway, the inmates would, go eat breakfast and lunch. When they were finished, they were called out by assignment. Like the guys going to the school, the guys going to work assignments. The guards who were in charge of those assignments would be waiting outside the dining room, and they'd yell like "Auto Tech," "Auto Tech." Guys would come, and it was line movement. Okay, we say getting lines of two, and of course they're inmates, so sometimes you had to speak a little loudly, and it was like this. I'd go, "Put it up!" And then they'd, and then, okay, so then you take your guys to auto tech, and then whoever had school would take his guys. They call them out from the dining room, and then after breakfast, they start the work day. After lunch, they go back to work and school. And, that's how the day started, like that. One time there's an area in the kitchen called the kitchen middle gates.
Okay. Separates
the dining room from the kitchen. And one time somebody called a 1010, a fight in the middle gates. And I was K6100. That's when I used to patrol the walk and the line movement. And, the whole place was a series of fences and gates back then. So I went running in there, and this inmate had a guard and a bear hug, and the lieutenant was I was right behind him. We come running in, and he pulled out his pepper spray, and he pulled the trigger, and it was like slow motion when I think about it. The inmate turned his head, and that stream of pepper spray hit the guard right in the face.
Oh.
He lets go, and then we had to jump on the guy and, get him down on the ground and cuff him up. I still don't know what his issue was.
At least the pepper spray got him to let go, but it wasn't the right way to do it.
So anyway, we got him cuffed up, and he went to seg, and everybody was okay. He had to, rinse his eyes out and stuff, because of the pepper spray, the guard. And, other than that, there were warning shots fired in the dining room.
In the dining room.
Yeah. The new dining room had a long tower that separated the two sides. And the old dining room was full of bullet holes in the walls and the ceiling. And one time in the new dining room, there was an lady officer up in the dining room tower, and the guys were fighting, and she let go with the shotgun. And a couple of them got hit. Nobody lethal. I mean, they lived. And everybody, of course, immediately, they all get down. And so there were some nice expletives that she was letting loose.
True. I'm sure.
But anyway, again, nobody died from that, but a couple guys, I think, did get hit with shotgun pellets. And
nowadays, there's bats that live in that center thing. They're cute. I run from them, though.
So that's pretty much what I got on dining room and kitchen.
I like it. No. Thank you for joining us this week on the Obscurity of Maximum Security. Kara Phillip, and most importantly, Mike Johnson.
Bye.
Bye-bye.